To still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. I have to admit something. When we first started taping episodes for this show, Yogaxpress, we were almost 100% women. As you can see today, we are 75% guys and 25%, and it's just me over here. So that is proof that even guys are actually taking to yoga because they see the benefits. Now, I don't want to have to tell you this. I'm going to actually have our guests tell you. Some of them are regular, like Jonathan Boothe to my left. Jonathan.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
To our taping. You said something before we started taping today about why you needed to be here. Let our viewers hear you.
Okay, yes. Being a regular on the show, I noticed that when I've been doing the yoga, I've been feeling relaxed, comfortable,
right,
the whole 9 yards. And to do this on my own is actually difficult, especially if I don't have the motivation around me. And every time I don't do yoga, regardless of how much I go to the gym or how much I work out, I'm still stressed regardless. So being here is a big relief.
That's right. And it's really good to have you as well, because the moment there are folks over here, you represent all the guys out there who probably would prefer to go to the gym.
Yes.
So now they know that if it can help you, as our new face of here, I'm going to save Jerad for last, as our new participant here said before the show. He watched you and he said, if Jonathan can go on the show, so can I.
Yes,
which
absolutely.
is good to hear. And it's really wonderful because you feel good. And I also notice that when I practice, the days that I practice, I actually am sitting up, I'm holding my shoulders back, I'm feeling more relaxed and calm, especially with all the conscious breathing techniques that we're going to share with you. Jonathan, welcome back. To my extreme right, we have Schayer. Eric, did I say your last name right?
Yes.
I almost mispronounced it again, but welcome back, Eric. It's really good to have you. The last time we had you on the show was, I don't know, what, months ago?
Yeah.
You dropped off our radar for a while. What happened?
I guess, I was doing other things.
Okay. And now you're back with us. I hope you'll stay with us because we want our viewers to find their inspiration from folks like you. I want everyone to know that if you want to stretch at home, do what Jonathan, Eric, and even me, what we are doing. We are trying to bring all our collective energies here. We're trying to basically suffer together, if that's such a word. But in yoga, you're not really suffering. It's more at the gym. You know, you go to the gym, you watch others sweating, and you feel inspired and motivated. The difference being, and I'm sure Jerad will vouch for this, you might have watched people in yoga studios where they're sweating profusely, right?
Right.
Now, I know you have been to many classrooms as well. We don't specifically target any particular studio or kind of yoga, but I just want you to know, share your experience. Jerad Snyder actually works a lot on the computer, and you have a web designing business. So what is your website called?
My website's called thejsquaredconcept.com.
The J Squared, JSQUARED.
Correct.
Concept.com. Okay.
And we're a multidisciplinary web design studio in the Lower East Side. Feel free to check our website out. And the reason I'm trying this yoga today is I work in a high-stress environment.
Right.
My back hurts a lot. I also am a smoker, which I'm trying to quit. But the point is, I'm stressed every day, and I need something to alleviate that.
I'm glad you're here, Jerad, because I have to ask you this. A lot of the times when people smoke, they're doing it to get their own little high. So if you can get a healthful high without putting stuff and all that smoke and nicotine into your body, would you go for it?
Absolutely.
There you go. All you need to do is stay in touch with us. This is an open show for viewers out there as well. This is a walk-in show, even though this studio in our new premises here, this one is not a walk-in studio. This particular program is walk-in. So once you get through the front door, all you have to do is say you want to be part of the show. And if you stay in touch with us, it's info@yogaxpress.com. YOGAXPRESS.com. We live in North America. We don't know how to spell. There's no E before the X. So go to my website, send me an email through the website, and I will send you our taping schedule. Sometimes I do put the schedule up there, but right now we're going through a high-def revamping process, so our schedule is a bit irregular. Stay in touch. Yoga Express airs Monday through Friday, time 157, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. Here's what we're going to do today. Today's plan is to do, and especially with respect to Jerad's needs, and I'm sure all of us, Jonathan and Eric, will also appreciate it. There are very few times when we actually remember to breathe consciously. So here's what we're going to do. If you come on the show, like I said, it's free to come on the show. It's a walk-in show. No TV station actually allows you to just walk in. Manhattan Neighborhood Network, where we tape these episodes, actually allows you to do that, and our show, Yoga Express, welcomes you. When you come on the show, we will give you a copy of my third title, Yoga Secrets, which has 10 ailment-specific cards. We target 8 common ailments, and there are about 8 or 9 breathing techniques on the back. We're going to do some of those breathing techniques today. Also, we will share with you a postcard which actually puts together 48 common denominator postures. When I say common denominator, I call it a bridge sequence. When I say common denominator, these are postures that you learn in any yoga studio. So they're very basic postures. You don't have to get into the ultimate sequence, into the final posture. All you have to do is try. That's what yoga is all about. It's about attitudes. It's about making the effort. Before I forget my manners, I'd like to thank our crew today. We have Richard Swanson in the control room and Drew Taylor. Thank you so much for being there for us. We will start with a breathing technique called, it's Nadi Shuddhi. Nadi Shuddhi, Nadi is nerve, Shuddhi is cleansing. And it's simply a matter of opening up your nerves. So what happens is when we start to breathe consciously, what we're really doing is we are taking, where the mind goes, you've heard the expression, where the mind goes, energy flows. So we're consciously channeling the oxygen. So let's all sit in any comfortable position. If you're sitting cross-legged, you want to connect. Now, we're not talking about any religious mudras. These are gestures, but think of it, they do have spiritual meanings, but don't worry about it. Think of it as the arc of electricity. You're connecting with your body. So thumb and index finger, and if you're sitting cross-legged, you want to keep your palm facing up. And I'm sitting on my knees, on my ankles, so I'd keep my palm facing down. Now open up your shoulders, take your shoulders back, open up your chest. If you wish, you can close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes for just a moment. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Now make a little telephone with your right hand. So you have your little finger and your thumb out and fold the middle 3 fingers in. Place your right thumb at the base of your right nostril. We're going to inhale through the left and exhale through the left to 3 counts. Inhale. When you're ready, inhale through the left. Long, deep inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. One last time. Now let's try the other nostril, and when we are done on the other side, I'll explain to you why we do it 3 times and what's happening when we inhale consciously. Little finger on the right nostril, open up your thumb, inhale through the left, through the right. Now place your telephone on your lap And just remember, every time you inhale through the right nostril, you are energizing the left side of the brain, which is your reason and logic side. Every time you inhale through the left nostril, you energize the right side of your brain, which is the artistic side. So what you're doing basically is by taking fresh oxygen in, you're channeling all that air. Do you guys already, I can already see a halo around Eric right now. Do you already feel a little bit energized? What's happening is we're taking all that fresh air in, which we don't remember to do when we're out there, Jerad. And the moment we do that, we're actually refreshing the brain. Jonathan, you feeling refreshed already? Your eyes are wide open, so I hope you're wide awake right there. And the reason we do it 3 times, there is a little bit of a spiritual connection here, but it's not Hindu religion or anything. It's not religious. The reason we do it 3 times, we consider the first round of anything we do for the entire world. The second round is for your neighbor, the person in front of you, and the third round is for yourself. So think about it. If you don't have time to do at least 3 times in the breathing, you are not really helping yourself yet. So think about it in those terms, and that way you are able to connect with yourself. So let's join in. Let's take this one step further. Alternate nostril, Anulom, Vilom. Anulom and Vilom are the names of each of the nostrils. Get your telephone back, fold your 3 fingers in. You inhale through the left, hold. If anyone has any asthma issues, please skip the step where you have to hold. You hold. If you don't have asthma, if you have asthma, just go straight to the exhale and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, hold, exhale through the left. Let's try that. Right thumb on the right nostril, inhale through the left. Little finger on the left nostril, hold, release the thumb, exhale. That's for the outside world. Now for your neighbor, inhale through the right. Hold with the thumb, release the little finger. We were still with the outside world because we had to do the other nostril. Now it's for your neighbors. Inhale through the left. Hold and release. Inhale through the right. Hold. Release. Third one, at your own pace. Another reason why we do our breathing technique sitting down, the conscious breathing, the reason we do it sitting down is so you energize all the glands and organs. And as you may notice, the extremities have no glands and organs. Your arms and legs do not have glands and organs. All our glands and organs are situated between the hip and the shoulder. And of course, you have the pineal and the pituitary and the brain and the top. But most of the oxygen goes up to the brain anyway. So you want to make sure that you optimize all that oxygen. You don't send it out and waste it on your arms and legs for the moment. We'll need that as we start stretching. So let's do one more breathing technique. And the reason I want to introduce that today before we do our stretching, feel comfortable if you need to shift positions. I'm going to do that too. We'll do one more breathing technique. I want you to try and practice that breathing technique through your stretching. And that's why I'm introducing that today. It's called Ujjayi. Ujjayi means ocean breath through the back of the throat. And I think Eric is very familiar with this kind of breathing. You did it with us last time. You did an amazing job too. You want to make sure, just like when kids, they get excited and say, Mom, I beat up Jerad today. Whoever it was. Now, it's like like an excited whisper in the back of the throat. Sometimes it's called ocean breath. And it's like the sound of the ocean if your breath is really deep. So let's try that. If you're sitting cross-legged, keep your palms open. You don't need your fingers for this one. All you need is to consciously suck in the air. It's going through the nostrils, but suck it consciously through the back of the throat and exhale through the back of the throat. Let's try that together first. Two more times. for your neighbor and for yourself. Come on, Jerad, I want to hear that. We're all going to stand up in a few seconds. And Jerad, this is a breathing technique you can also practice when you're on the computer. Because you design websites, I assume you're always on the computer. So all the cross-legged position is really going to help you be flexible with the knees. But you also want to be sure that your breathing is right and conscious so you feel more relaxed. Let's do a little bit of stretching before our feet freeze. Jerad, one more time, reach out to our viewers. Tell them what your website name is.
The website name is The J Squared Concept. It's www.thejsquaredconcept.com.
You okay? Get your blood moving, that's okay. Remember, it's about moving the body to still the mind. What we are doing is, holding still is the hardest part, and I think Eric can really vouch for that. Just holding still. In the beginning of today's episode, for example, our facilitators told us, hold on for just a moment. For about a couple of minutes, there was total silence, and I tell you, it was hard. Not only because I thought maybe something was wrong and not working, also because it's hard to just sit still. And that's what we all want to do, is to be able to keep the body active so the mind can stay still. When the mind is agitated, the body stops moving. That's what's happening. So you want to make sure that you do your breathing every day, at least 3 breathing techniques. Now let's do this. I'm the shortest, so I'm going to come forward. Heels are together. They don't have to be tightly together. You can leave about an inch, and then toes are apart. So that's a natural position. Sometimes studios may ask you to keep your toes together. If that's unnatural for you, you're not going to be comfortable. Do what feels comfortable to you. But that said, you have to respect all the guidelines of different studios. So palms in front of your chest. So palms are together. Keep your elbows raised. The reason for that, it helps you stay in the moment. So stay alert. Now tighten your butt muscles, so your pelvic muscles and your sphincters are nice and firm. Your knees are straight. I know there's an expression called locking your knees. I think you've been to a couple of yoga studios where they say lock your knees. You don't want to lock it so tight that there's tension. So you want to just be relaxed. Inhale, take your arms up. We're going to take you through the sun salutation. Now tighten your buttock muscles to protect your back. Exhale, fold from the hip. Jonathan, this one's for you. Now, if you do not make the connection to your toes today, that's perfectly okay. Stay connected with your body by placing your hands at your ankles, your shin, just avoid the knees. Place both palms on the mat in front of your feet. Take the left leg back and then the right. This name in Sanskrit, it's called Adho Mukha Shvanasana. Adho is down or downward, Mukha is facing, and Shvana is dog. So downward facing dog is the literal translation, one of the more popular postures, Jerad, FYI, in North America in the studios. Keep breathing, hold it. Make sure that you attempt to bring your heels down. So keep exhaling. With every sip of air you get out of your body, your heels will start to come down. Inhale, bring the right foot between the hands. Place the left knee on the mat. Uncurl your toes in the left foot. I know Jonathan, oh very good. Jonathan used to like to keep his toes curled, which really improves your balance. But at the same time, as we grow older, if your toes are curled in, there's more pressure on the knees. So you want to be sure that the tops of your feet are flat. Nice. Eric, you've got your toes curled, so just be careful you don't hurt your knee.
Oh, back here you mean?
Yeah, in the back, yes. So it does involve more balance. It's a little harder to balance with your toes uncurled, but at the same time less pressure on the knees. So both palms on the right knee, exhale and dip. Now you should feel a nice, delicious stretch in your quad muscles on the front of the upper left thigh. Do you feel that, Jerad? Because if you don't, you might want to go further. Bring your right foot forward just a little more. That's it. Beautiful. Hold it. Now we like to introduce what we like to call the Yogaxpress twist. We've introduced one more twist, just so one more part of the body gets a nice workout. Right hand stays on the knee. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, dip your left elbow over the right knee and help yourself. Push your right knee in with your right hand. Place your right palm on top of the left and raise to look up at the raised elbow. So raise your right elbow, look up at the raised right elbow. Hold it. It will involve some balance, so stay focused, and if you come out of your posture, it's okay. Get right back in. You should feel a nice compression of your obliques. Obliques are the muscles on your midriff on the right side and a nice stretch on the left. Inhale, let's come out of that, and let's switch sides. We're doing pretty well for time, I believe. How much time do we have? Let's take the right leg back, bring the left foot forward. How are we doing, Richard? How much time do we have? Great. Both palms on the left knee. Keep your right foot, the toes on your right foot. Stay uncurled. Exhale and dip. Now, if you're very tall, as Jonathan is, you may want to make sure that your foot comes forward just a little more so you get more out of your stretch. You don't want your knee to go too far over your foot. If you come out of a posture, that's perfectly okay. Just get right back in. Do not give up on yourself. Hold it. You should feel a wonderful stretch on the right side, on the right upper thigh, on the right side this time. Now, inhale. Take your right arm up this time. Help yourself. Use your hand to push your left knee in. Exhale. Dip your right elbow over the left knee. Place your left palm on top of the right and turn to look up at the raised elbow and hold. Very nice, Jonathan. Good balance. See, you don't need your toes. I mean, you need them inside your shoes, but
Something
you
could
don't.
be that.
Hold it. Inhale. Let's come out of that. Let's place both palms beside the left foot. I think Jerad doesn't want to come out of that posture. You feel good, right?
Yeah,
Curl your toes in the right foot. Take your left foot back in plank position. Now, this is one of my least favorite postures, and usually when we're not very good in a particular posture, it becomes our least favorite. Hold it. Keep your abdominals nice and tight. Now, plank is something you want to be very careful. You don't want to go too high. That changes the name of the posture. You don't want to dip your hip too much. You might hurt your back. So hold it. Keep your abdominals and your buttock muscles tight. Knees, chest and chin to the floor. Exhale and dip. So dip your chest as you exhale, then inhale and come up. Exhale. Inhale and come up. Now this is a posture where you can actually test the strength of your low back. So press first with your palms. Press with the tops of your feet on the mat. First, let us inhale and come up. And then, to test if you're really using your low back or you're using your palms, you might want to keep your feet down, press with the tops of your feet, take your palms off of the mat. That's good. Very gently, palms back on the mat. Eric, you with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Palms back, forehead to the ground, curl your toes in, inhale, come up all the way. Now this first round of the sun salutation, we truly workshopped it Yogaxpress style. We're going to do it 2 more times. The first one is for the whole world. The 2 more times that we're going to do is for our neighbors and then for ourselves. We'll move much faster then. Keep exhaling. Press your heels down. If your heels don't go all the way down today, that's okay. When you're at home and you're practicing, place something under your heels so you make that connection. Inhale, bring the left foot and then the right between the hands. Both palms are together. Inhale, come up with a straight back. Exhale and release. We got your chakras moving yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you
I stop breathing though sometimes.
Well, that's a good point you brought up. The moment we stop breathing consciously, we're actually creating tension in the body. And you're not, again, unconsciously we're creating tension in the body. So when you say you stop breathing, what you're saying is you stop breathing consciously. You're still breathing, but you want to breathe consciously, so which means you just keep one thing in mind. do the Boothe breath through the back of your throat. Just think of one breath at a time. And in fact, what we're going to do, let's do a few of the standing postures. We did a complete round of the sun salutation, so I think the whole world is benefiting from that. We'll do the round for our neighbors and for ourselves in the next episode. Let's do some of the standing stretches so we target different regions of the body. Now, you have your postcard there. Okay, heels are together. And you might notice that some of the standing stretches are already incorporated into the sun salutation. So you might find them quite familiar. Palms in front of your chest, elbows are raised. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold from the hip. I believe we just have a couple of minutes, so what we're going to do is try and move nice and smooth. Bring your heels out so the insides of your feet are parallel. Inhale, bring your arms up to shoulder height, palms are facing in. Exhale, bend at the knees. Surprise you. Now this posture there may be too much pressure on your knees. If there is, just lean back a little bit. The more forward you lean, you are putting more pressure on your knees. Plus, you do need to engage your abdominals to keep your back nice and strong. Inhale, let's come up. Let's all turn. Bring your arms down. Let's all turn to face the front left of the mat. We're going to keep stretching for as long as we can, as long as we have time. And then just note that when we come in the next episode, we're going to continue where we left off today. Bring your legs out about 3 feet apart if you're very tall. Jonathan, I think you can go much further. That's it. Challenge yourself. Don't do only within your limits. Always look 5 steps ahead. Now put your brakes on, so make sure your toes are in first. Then when you're nice and secure, turn your right foot up. Inhale, bring your arms up to shoulder height. Palms are facing down. Lean a little to your right. Your right knee needs to stay straight right now, Jonathan. Not yet. We're not bending yet. That's it. Exhale, dip your right hand in front of your right ankle. Jonathan has been with us in so many episodes, he knows exactly what's coming next. Take your left arm up. Both palms are facing forward. Again, we're not talking about a spiritual connection. What we're talking about is gathering energy from outside. So keep your palm facing forward. Inhale. Let's come up. Turn your right foot in. Turn the left foot out. I see the titles coming up, so we're almost there. Lean a little to your left. Exhale. Dip your left hand in front of your left ankle. Take the right arm all the way up. Turn to look up at the raised arm.